Hello everyone and welcome to my channel once again. Today I'm doing another true crime review, but today I'm not reviewing a book. I'm actually going to be reviewing a Netflix original series called Mindhunter. So this Netflix original series is based off of a book by the same name. I actually even have that book right here behind me. I do plan on doing a true crime book review of this at some point, but I am trying to work my way through the 600 something pages that is The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule so that I can finally review that one because I've been wanting to do it for weeks. So this one's coming sometime in the future, but today we are going to be talking about the Netflix series that is by the same name. Now, this book was written by John Douglas and Mark Olshaker, and it basically talks about the FBI and essentially the development and use of criminal profiling. So I think that's really interesting. I think that, a lot of us, especially people who've watched things like Criminal Minds, we find that kind of stuff interesting. A lot of people who are into true crime find that kind of stuff to be really interesting, and I have to say that this Netflix series was amazing. I absolutely loved it. There was only one thing that I didn't like about the whole show. It was really, really good. So the Netflix show follows two main characters, and it basically is the development of the criminal profiling techniques and the unit that does all of that behavioral analysis and everything at the FBI. This is the days when that stuff was being created, and it's following the two people who kind of pioneered setting all of this up. It's so interesting, and a lot of this first season focuses on a ton of interviews between those main characters and a serial killer known as the co-ed killer. Now, this serial killer's real name is Edmund Kemper, and he was in fact a real serial killer, and this is somebody that these people in real life who were kind of working through this actually talked to, and it's honestly so crazy to think about these people actually going in and talking to these serial killers like this and compiling all of this information, all of this data about the way that essentially their minds work, about their psychology and how they make their decisions. So Edmund Kemper was known as the co-ed killer, as I've already said, and he killed 10 people, including his grandparents and his mother. And a lot of the things that he has to say are honestly truly disturbing. And I don't want to talk too much about him specifically, but he is one of the biggest focuses of this first season. And I think season 2, which has been greenlit, I'm so excited for another season. I think that season 2 is probably going to focus on some of their discussions with another serial killer over Edmund Kemper, because they kind of, did all of that. And I'm not for sure. Don't take my word for it. I just think that's what's going to happen. I don't know for sure, obviously, because Netflix hasn't released any of those details really just yet. But I do want to cover Edmund Kemper and some other serial killers in a new series that I want to do at some point, but I am not ready to get that started yet. But I will eventually do some videos that talk about some serial killers, and especially about their victims, because I feel like the victims are always getting overshadowed in these kinds of cases. So I don't want to talk too much about him right now at this moment. So in addition to Edmund Kemper, though, they also interview a number of other serial killers, and they start to compile all of this information about how those people, how they think, how they make decisions, how they choose victims, how they decide when to kill somebody, when to not kill somebody, all of this kind of stuff. And they start finding that there are patterns to all of this, and they put all of that together, and they're starting to categorize serial killers. They're starting to predict what, serial killers who haven't been caught yet might do for their next move. It's so interesting. I loved it. I loved the whole first season. I watched the entire thing with my husband. It was amazing, and I definitely think you guys should check it out. I do have to say that the only thing I did not like about at least this first season is that there are some pretty awkward sex scenes, and it's not the fact that it's a sex scene that makes it awkward, it's just that it is an awkward scene for the most part every time. And this is always between one particular main character and his girlfriend. And I feel like they were using these scenes to kind of show that main character's changes in his personality over time after he's been talking so much to all of these serial killers, and he's been kind of, you know, he's been thinking in different ways, and it's starting to show. And I feel like what they were trying to do is use those scenes to exemplify those changes in his personality and his character overall. But it was awkward. If you watch it, you'll understand what I mean. It was mostly awkward every time, and I think that they probably could have done it another way to, you know, exemplify those changes that he's experiencing in his personality. But, you know, all in all, it was still absolutely worth watching, and I still absolutely highly recommend it for you guys. So season 1 is all completely available on Netflix right now, and by the way, this isn't like sponsored or anything. I feel like I need to say that for some reason. I don't have any sponsored videos, so this isn't sponsored by Netflix or anything, just so you guys know. I really honestly loved this show. So the entire first season is on Netflix, and they have greenlit season 2, but as of right now, they have not released when that season will be premiering. So speculation is that it's probably happening either very late this year or possibly sometime next year, you know, 2019. So I'm hoping for, you know, the sooner end of things because I'm really excited to see more. But at the same time, obviously, there's a lot of production that has to go into that. So I am just hoping that we get to see it as soon as we possibly can. And I know that I can't wait. And as soon as they release a premiere date for season 2, I will definitely let you guys know. I'll be talking about it on social media everywhere because I'm excited. I really, really did love this show. I think it's such an interesting insight into how criminal profiling developed. And I don't know how closely it sticks to everything in the book, but the book was written by people who actually did these things. So obviously the book is probably a little more reliable, but I haven't had the chance to read it yet, but I did really like the show. I'm hoping that it stuck to some of the things in the book pretty closely so that, you know, it really is like a really true kind of look into how this process unfolded. But yes, I would definitely suggest that you guys check out Mindhunter on Netflix. It's very good. If you guys like true crime, you are definitely going to like this series. It's amazing. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I do want to say real quick that I have 2 shout outs for today's video. I'm so excited. I only just over the weekend actually set my Patreon page to go live, and I actually do have some people who have signed up to be patrons to contribute every month to my channel a little bit financially, which is amazing, and I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate it. Now, I don't want to make a huge spiel about it in every video, but this is the first video going up after that page went live, so I'm excited. And I do have 2 shout outs from people who have signed up. Those are for Alyssa, Whitaker, and Elizabeth. So thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it absolutely so much. You guys are amazing. And so is everyone who's watching, everyone who's subscribed or just watching because, you know, they're interested in Mindhunter or whatever other videos are on my channel. Thank you, everyone. And especially thank you to Alyssa and to Elizabeth. I really appreciate your guys' support, and that kind of brings us to the end of everything. So if you guys liked this video, if you like any of my other content, I would definitely suggest considering hitting that subscribe button down below so that you guys can see more of my content here on YouTube. And if you guys really appreciate the work that I'm doing here and you want to help support my channel so I can keep these videos going and I can keep bringing awareness to important cases that haven't been solved yet, I would definitely suggest checking out my Patreon page with the link in the description box down below. There are a lot of awesome rewards you guys can get if you do decide to donate through that, special perks and extra content that you can't get anywhere else. In addition to that, if you're looking to just make a one-time donation, if you don't want to contribute every month, I have set up a PayPal donation button as well, and the link for that is also in the description box down below. And if you guys want updates on videos and everything else, I would definitely suggest looking into my Social media down below, I have mostly Twitter is where I update. So I would definitely suggest looking at my Twitter, maybe following me if you're interested, but don't feel like you have to. So thank you so much, everybody. I really enjoyed reviewing Mindhunter for you guys. I hope that if you guys get the chance to watch it, or if you've already seen it, that we can have some really awesome, interesting discussions about it in the comments down below. And I will see you guys again on Wednesday for another unsolved case. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Bye.